it says here, Crowe, and I'll be walking through how I did my project. First, opened up Fluid Flint right here. In geometry would be the first um, actually no. Okay. Oh. Okay. Uh, design. Still can't figure out how to reopen my sketch. However, I'll show you I've got 93 inches from start to end. The general shape, this should be about like 42, I think. This is like 12, 20 something, 20 something. Inlet and outlet. Um, then moving on to the next section, which is the mesh. Uh, there's my interior surface. First thing we mainly did was method. Put it as a prime mesh, selected this whole body. Um, then refinement, selected this whole thing. Refinement, we put as 2. Um, this is what the mesh looks like. Scram. And then making my name selections, inlet wall, or inlet, and then settling chamber wall. Nozzle wall. Don't know what that error is. It was part of me messing around with this, and I'm not sure how to fix that, but it doesn't seem to affect the data. Test chamber wall, diffuser wall, then there's my outlet. I don't think there's anything else important here. Here is pretty much everything else. Started with setting the viscous to K epsilon, then making sure the materials were air and aluminum, an inlet, interior outlet, and the walls being the diffuser, nozzle, settling chamber, and test chamber. I ran the calculation after setting the value of velocity to about like 9.4 something, based off 40 hertz. Uh, I did the contours, which you'll see later. Um, Made a center line so that I can make these plots, which you'll also see later. And then I exported them using write to file. Go to the file, just put in my downloads, which you can see here. Velocity, total pressure, dynamic. All these four. However, they were in just they were in like 2 columns like this, which I could not separate into Google Sheets. So I actually had ChatGPT split them into text files. And I used those text files, which you can see here, put them to Google Sheets. Realized I was supposed to put it in Excel, so I transferred it over to Excel. Here's all my position, velocity, pressure, dynamic, and total pressure. We've got our velocity line right here. This is our dynamic pressure. The red is our static pressure, and then the dynamic and static add up to my total pressure right here on the green line. That should be all the data here, and then I made my Word file, which here you can see all the graphs. Bam, 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 and bam. Awesome. And that should be everything, I believe. Unless I forgot something. Nope, that should be it.